stand up?
Yeah, I stood up right after the accident.
Is that gonna hurt at all?
I'm his coworker. I just came. He called me.
Brother. What's up, dog?
What's up, man?
We're here to pick up a busted ass, Bucktown ass Sportster.
What year is this thing? 93.
93?
Yep. Same year as me.
So yeah, like back when I first met, this is Rob's bike, by the way, that we're gonna be trying to resurrect in a way. Actually, I think the first time I met you got hit on the freeway by that lady.
And I rode it to Kern.
Yeah. Yeah, you got hit by some stupid woman on the freeway. And it like blew like one of your pegs off or something like that, and you still rode it to Kern. And then it wasn't that long after this happened. And this was a little more painful than getting your peg blown off. You know, a car pulled out in front of you, right?
Yeah, and it was I think it was 2 weeks before we were heading out to Texas.
Yeah.
Or no, New Mexico.
That's right.
New Mexico.
That's right. Yeah.
Albuquerque.
Yeah, because this is 3/18/22, so it's been dead for almost exactly three. Wait a second.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 3 years. That's crazy, dude. So yeah, so I mean, looking at the bike, I mean, it doesn't look like the frame got hurt. I mean, it doesn't really matter because we're gonna fucking slap a front end on it and see what happens. But it looks like it just snapped the forks off. So yeah, I mean, what we're going to do is drag it over to the shop and see if we can get it fired up. So it's either going to be quick or if not, I don't know. We're going to see. So the next fun thing is going to be trying to drag this son of a bitch into the back of my truck, which I didn't bring anything to help us. So it should be a lot of fun.
All right, what's going on?
Shifter's busted, but I'm assuming you were in gear when you wrecked. And no one's probably put it in neutral. There we go. Now we're in neutral. Okay. Yeah, that's bent.
If it would have happened in the accident, I'll do it now.
Okay, come on down. Okay. All right, let's try to roll it down towards my truck. I think we got it.
No worries, bro.
That was fucking sketchy, dude.
Oh, I'm tired.
Yeah. I'm getting old. All right, it's strapped in. Hopefully it doesn't go through my fucking back window. Oh, my back kind of hurts, dude. I'm kind of...
You should have let me live some more.
Well, I mean, I was. See, I named it the Everlasting Sporty because you won't let it fucking die. You know those memes like, please just let me die.
The car just
that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a meme out of this thing. Please just let me die.
Do it.
I love you. All right, we're loaded up. So we're gonna drag this hoopty over to the shop and see if we can't get her on two wheels. What's up, y'all? How you guys doing? If you guys don't already subscribe, do me a favor. Go down, hit the subscribe button. If you like what you're watching, give this video a like. If you want to support me directly, I've got shirts and I've got hats over here. I've actually got some new shirts that are in black, long sleeves, got prints on the sleeves, got front, got back. I also have them in, wait a second. Bruh. Safety orange, sorry about that last one. This is so if you're going down the highway, the semi-trucks can see you better before they run you down like a dog. Anyways, appreciate you guys watching. If you want one, go up there. I already said that. Thanks, bye. All right, we got this hoopty to my shop. Now we're gonna try to unload it. I got my one of my lifts set up as a loading bay. So this should be Totally safe, totally just should go perfect.
OSHA approved.
OSHA approved. It'd be alright, you know what I mean? You gotta grab some shit and be like, that shit ain't going nowhere, it'll be alright. So we're gonna get it unloaded right now and do a damage report. Both kind of work. I'm not worried about that. Okay. Yeah. Butter, baby. All right, so new day. We're back. We're working on Rob's Crash Sporty. So we're doing a little bit of a damage report, trying to figure out what's busted. Obviously, the biggest thing is there's no front end on it. A little bit of damage to the brakes. They're dusted. The front brake, speedo cable. The bars look like they're in good shape. They've just been twisted. Luckily, these have this like clamp-on thingamajig, so we're gonna loosen that up, straighten it out. The ignition coil got smacked, and it's busted and gone. I think he's got it. This is our shifter for now because the tip of the shifter got busted off. So we're gonna have to take the primary apart and change that whole shifter pawl deal, whatever the hell it's called. The clutch cable got damaged pretty good, so we got a new one of those. I mean, obviously a little bit of road rash on the tank, but we're not worried about that. So yeah, all in all, the damage isn't all that bad. Just kind of taking broken stuff off and putting it back together. So yeah, we're just gonna see what happens. That fully charged battery plus a screwdriver. The lights. Which one was your blinkers still work? Okay, but we're not getting any kind of start. Cool.
You just had to knock it, the starter?
Solenoid was a little sticky, that's all. So. Okay.
Got crank.
Got crank. I think this is your coil wiring here. You have a 12 volts going to the coil, and then on the other side you have basically your, what the old way to call is like your ignition breaker. Basically, what actually fires the coil is a pulsing of that grounding side of the coil. You need to find that wire because that wire comes from the ignition module, and I don't see where the fuck it is. That definitely got ripped off.
Is that the one you were looking for?
Yep. And this one too. Yeah, these got ripped.
So my coil probably went flying.
Yeah, yeah, because I bet you all these other ones are connected. So these are your coil wires. It could have ripped the 12 volts coming from the ignition switch to the ignition module. I was reading it wrong. This feeds power to the ignition module. This is the trigger. So you need to hook this to the coil and put 12 volts to the white one. The pink one is on the negative side of the coil, but I gotta hook the battery up real quick. All right, let's see if she'll fire. Spark plug wires are hooked up. Just sending it, dude. Just want to hear this thing run now. It's personal.
Nope.
Okay. Go ahead and try to start it. Got spark. Got spark. Okay, hang on. On some hot wire, a fucking bike type shit. Go ahead and try to start it. Sparking. Spark? Yeah. Pop.
Choke. Maybe choke. Ready?
Yep. Running. Barely, but it fucking runs. She's alive, buddy. By the skin of her teeth like a fucking zombie. That's funny. She's a runner. All right, Rob, take it home. We know it's not a total loss. Obviously, it needs a bunch of little shit to be roadworthy. But the main thing we were concerned with trying to get it fired up is making sure that the heart was still good. The heart's still good. Obviously, it needs the carburetor cleaned and the wiring to be fixed, but I'm pretty excited. The next thing we're gonna do is make it so it stands up on its own 2 feet. We're gonna slap some tubes and some sliders on and get this thing hopefully where at least it'll roll. Because sitting on the jack, it's kinda, it doesn't see it shaking its head. It doesn't like it. It's kinda ghetto. So we're gonna focus on that next. Got the tracker die plus 2 dampers. Thank you, Steve. You're the fucking man.
Till death.
Oh shit. Delete that. Till death. Dampers. Basically, we're just gonna slap these tubes together. They're in decent shape. I don't see any crazy nicks. Obviously, they're not perfect, but they'll get us on the road. Got forks.
That's the best it's looked in a long time.
Yep. On 2 wheels. I still need to make spacers for her, but pretty wild, huh?
That's insane. It looks like a bike.
Yeah. And it's not stuck on a jack.
Give me a hug, dude. That makes me so fucking happy.
I'm glad.
Oh, dude.
Not too far off from being running and riding. Come on, baby. Hell yeah. Cut the busted piece out. Don't need to replace the ignition. This got broken off when he went down. All right, where's the other key? Looks like it. Hell yeah, brother. That's funny. Cool. Crisis averted. So let's work on, we need to make some kind of coil bracket. If I just grind this flat, I'll scoot it over and pop a couple holes and just bolt the coil straight to the motor mount. This is that VOES bullshit. And then we can probably pop some holes in it. Probably take it off down to the screw, down to that hole. Chopper. Now it's a chopper, dude. Because we chopped on it. That's not gonna work. Chopping. We're chopping. Chopping. We're chopping. Chopping. We're chopping. A little tight, but it'll work. Cool. I should get an electric ratchet. I have an air ratchet at home. I should bring it, like the bandsaw.
Yeah, a lot of good it's doing over there and not here.
I've got a lot of cool shit at my house. Just haven't brought it over here. You know, like my whole Snap-on toolbox full of tools. I got all kinds of shit. Instead, my stupid ass has just been buying more tools. Gotta have a shop box and a house box. My house box is nicer than my shop box. Look at that. Tucks the throttle cables. Sick. Tighten that down. Okay. So what I need to figure out, I need to go get my meter, figure out which one of these is ignition on, and run a wire to the coil. And then you can zip tie everything up, and then we should be able to just start it with the key, besides the carburetor being McFucked.
There.
That's constant. That's ignition on. That means that this one is the start. This is your ignition on. This is constant 12 volts, and that's the start. From what I can tell from this. So what we're gonna do is just add a wire to this ignition on. Now usually I would say your best bet is to go with like a fuse or a breaker, but because it's so close to the coil, and honestly we're probably going to end up rewiring this whole bike eventually, I'm not too worried about it. There's not really anywhere where it could cause a short. It's literally running from here to right here, so I am not going to stress on that. Just needs your spark plug wires. God damn, that son of a bitch is loud. Yeah, so, I mean, it's wired now to fire off its own key, so that's good. Carburetor needs to be cleaned. It's been sitting for a while, so we'll do that. And then I need to make a spacer for the front end to make this wheel work. So there's got to be a spacer in there to push the wheel over a little bit. But yeah, we'll get that done. Now on the Sportsters, this, you don't run a spacer on the your right hand side. The axle has a shoulder that engages that ring on the bearing. So the only spacer you need to make is for the Speedo drive side, which usually you'd have a Speedo drive, but since we're not running a Speedo, basically I'm just trying to kind of eyeball the wheel into like center between the two forks. And then I can measure this space right here and make a little spacer, and then we can lock our wheel down, put the pinch bolt in, and we'll be good to go. I'm fucking winging it. Oh, God, you're almost there. That's pretty damn good. I'm not mad about that. Oh yeah. That's pretty damn good. Did I put the wheel on the right way? Yep, you did. Okay. It's not perfect, but it's pretty damn close. Hell yeah. So what I'm gonna do right now, pull the carburetor off. and see if maybe the idle jet's clogged. Maybe if that's what's causing the drama. Real quick here. Give this thing a nice blast of carb cleaner real quick. All the shit off of it. Did you spray paint this black?
No.
Whenever you pull a carb apart that's been sitting for a while, you get that buildup on there, and that's got to be clean. That's actually like machined at a very special taper. A lot of times what you can do is get a piece of Scotch-Brite. I got some somewhere, and we'll clean that off. So next thing we want to do is pull the bowl off. It may kits to switch these over to Allen's because these get stripped a lot. A lot of people don't realize that there's actually a difference between a metric Phillips and a standard Phillips. There's a little bit of a different angle of the tip. This is not a metric Phillips. I'm just dumb. That's why these always end up getting stripped out. Because idiots like me don't buy the right shit. Try to save that gasket. Beautiful. Pump is pumping. That works. I'm gonna dump this gas out real quick. All green and kind of crusty. That's from the ethanol in the gas. So we'll clean that out. But all in all, it's not too bad. Yep, that's clogged. So the idle jet is going to be the smallest. Or this is you're supposed to be able to see all the way through this. If you hold it up to a light, you should be able to see light. We don't see anything. So that is definitely clogged. And that's why it's not idling worth a shit. We'll pop it anyways just to double check. Yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to see that with the camera. You can see through it, but I'll give it a good little clean too. To remember, this is an 8mm. 8mm 5/16 is very similar, but you know, this is a Key carburetor, so it's Japanese. But see, that thing is scummy as hell. There's all kinds of crap all over that, so of course it ain't gonna run right. So we got to clean that off. There's also, if I can get down to it, there's little holes down the side of this thing that have to be clean. As that needle goes up and down, or actually up and down, this kind of lets more fuel in. So these are important to clean because these will cause and wreak all kinds of havoc. There's also this little guy. Goes. This is the surface in which that needle seats down into. So these both need to be cleaned very well and then installed back into the unit. But yeah, easy money. A little bit of Scotch-Brite. So a little trick, you want to get yourself, this is what's called a torch head cleaner for like an oxyacetylene torch. This is for cleaning carbon out of the torch, but it's got these little ribs on here that are really good for cleaning little tiny holes like this. So see all that crap coming out of there? Run that for you a few times. And you don't want to go crazy because you don't want to open the hole up or anything like that. You just want to clear any debris that's in there. You can see it coming out of the hole, most of the holes.
What's the longest you could let a bike sit before it starts looking like that on the inside of the carb?
Weeks.
Weeks?
Weeks. It's fucked up, man. Gas is not the same it used to be. But the problem with ethanol is it gums up really quick and leads to all kinds of hell for carbureted vehicles. So if you have a carbureted vehicle and you don't drive it like once a week, you're gonna be fighting with the carburetor. Or if you can go somewhere that's ethanol free, get that. You know, if it's a bike that's like parked most of the time, I would go that route. So you get that idle jet kind of cleared out there. And you don't want to put a crazy amount of pressure on this because you will open up the hole. I don't know if you can see. Probably have to look up at a light. So you want to be able to see through it. And that way you know that whatever was blocking it is now not blocking it. Then same thing, this thing has a little bit of these little side holes. So you want to make sure those are nice and cleaned out. And again, don't go crazy. So you don't want to open up these holes and screw with the tune. Clean our needle. Again, I wouldn't go with anything stronger than Scotch-Brite because you don't want to sand off too much. Again, this is just like a quick clean. This isn't, you know, like a full rebuild. Okay, now this has an idle mixture screw adjustment. So first thing I'm going to do, put a little mark on it. And pay attention. I want to clean this, but I don't want to spend a bunch of time tuning it. So what I do first, you make your mark. You can do it with a pen. You go in and see where it seats. That's one turn, 2, let's say 3 turns in. Now it's tight, so we'll bring it all the way out. Make sure the tip isn't broken. Tip looks good. That's got to get cleaned up a little bit. So we know that tip's clean. We're going to turn it all the way in. Next up mark. We'll do 1 turn, 2 turns, and 3. Alright. So now, we're going to put her back together. Fucking slap it on there and see what happens. Alright. Let's see how she runs. That's how it's supposed to run right there. Sounds fucking good. Hell yeah. No. If we slap that brake one on, you can rip this thing around the block real quick.
We need to do the brakes. Remember the...
Fuck the brakes. The fuck you need the brakes for? I'm not saying go fucking race down the street.
I know, how am I going to stop? Oh, I guess I can engine brake.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't shift.
That, you put the fucking, we clamp the fucking, the vice grips on there. You kick it with your foot.
I just turned a year older yesterday.
Oh,
I want to turn a year older
right.
next year too.
Hey, how about you go drive?
Yeah, you know what? I fucking will. Where is it? Tempt me with a good time. Famous last words.
You can't even put a seat on it right now.
I don't give a shit. I don't
All
need
right.
a seat. I got called out. Now I have to. You sure you want me to be the first person that rides it on its thing? No, I'm not backing out. I'll fucking plow this thing into the side of the building before I back out.
So you're gonna use the vice grips as your shifter?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna, I was gonna say jockey shift it, but you can't. You gotta pull the lever at the same time.
Just kick it. Put oil in it, right?
Enough, I guess.
That's not good. got some balls in it. I think the reason why I was having a hard time getting that into gear was probably been sitting so long that the clutch packs were stuck together. That's what I would bet. Yeah, probably needs to be pulled apart and changed. Not too shabby. So, yeah, probably need some brakes. That's probably the next thing we need to work on. And figure out why the transmission's clunky, but overall, fucking runs good now. The carburetor's all dialed. Alright, so now that we got it running, we got to fix the shifter. Unfortunately, it not only screwed up the actual shift arm, but it screwed up the shifter shaft. The only way to do that is to, well, I'm going to show you. You got to pull the whole primary part. The other reason why is because this clutch cable got chewed up and it's pissing oil all over my shop.
Not much left there, buddy.
We've got to replace this whole gizmo. To do that correctly, we actually have to pull the whole primary gear off. This is actually a homemade tool. I made it out of the cylinder skirt from an old iron head jug and a piece of metal. And it's cracked, but it still kind of works. So, well, it's cracked really bad. But we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't blow apart in our faces. Nice. This is like a fucking time bomb right here. We can inspect your clutch plates too. Damn, you still got this piece of shit in here? That's crazy.
What?
This stupid fucking thing.
What does that do?
Blows apart usually.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is like a spring plate. If you look, there's these little flaps in here that are held together with these brass rivets. I can't tell you how many. This is like factory clutch. I can't tell you how many of these I pulled apart, and these fucking things snap and blow apart all over inside the clutch basket and just make an absolute fucking disaster.
Yeah.
So most companies sell what they call it like an extra plate kit, basically. You add a couple more plates to your clutch and get rid of this stupid fucking thing. So I'm gonna put it back together anyways. But your clutch pack doesn't look, at least the first half of it doesn't look bad. This is a great place to lay when you have something under spring tension facing your forehead.
Just a little bullet.
Take me the fuck out. Now we can bust the clutch hub nut loose and just grab a fucking breaker bar and see if we can get that loose. Now one thing to remember on these is on the clutch hub, they're reverse threads. And they should only be about 65 foot-pound if I remember correctly. There we go. Okay. Nice. This is what we call a Belleville washer. See, that's got a little bit of concave to it. You want to make sure that that's facing in. Don't do it like this. Do it like this when you put it back on. Okay, so this is a custom Yeti Machine Co. special. See how it says Sporty on it? That's how I know not to weld it to anything. That wasn't too bad. They're all one piece. Okay. Let's set this off to the side. Okay. Here is our shifter. It's pretty straightforward. You just got 2 screws holding it on, but setting it up is a little tricky. I'll show you why here in a second. That's more better. All right, and now you're neutral there. That will be first. So next will be second, and then third. As you can see, there's some slop in there. So if it's too far this way, it's going to downshift really easy, but it's not going to be able to make contact to upshift, and vice versa. So what we've got to do is you stick a drill bit that's the right diameter in between the side of the pawl and this pin, and that kind of sets it even. We'll tighten this down a little bit. That'll give us some range of motion. There's no issues.
Yeti, what are you watching?
Watching my own video. I can't remember the side. I'm watching the video on Josh's bike. See, his is different than yours too.
That's a good thing. That's what I want. Share oil. Now you
Inception.
just remember this one's
Shut up, Jeff.
Would you take a number 32 drill bit, which is 116 thou?
116. I thought it was 156. Okay. Number 32 drill bit, 116 thou. Let me see what I got. So I couldn't find the right size bit, so I just took a little piece of brass and turned it down to 116 thou. But basically, the idea is you slide this in here, push the pawl against it, and that's going to set where you want your adjustment. I'll be selling these for $699. Nice. Okay, that's first. Second. Third. Fourth. Seems like it's good, but we won't really know if it's right until we get it back together and ride it. So now we just got to put the primary back together. This is pretty simple. Basically, you have this little retainer, bolts down on top of here. You got 3 bolts, you got to unfold these little clips. So the way these clutches work, and this is how big twins are too, so when you pull the cable, it's got this little ramp inside of here, these 3 ramps, the 3 ball bearings. So when you pull the cable, it drives them up those ramps, and that's what actually pushes your clutch. You have a very similar mechanism in all Harley transmissions. Now, one thing I will say, when you're doing these clutch cables, be careful not to over tighten them, because the threads notoriously on I mean every Harley I've ever worked on, the threads are not very stout. You know, you're threading into aluminum, so you don't need to crank the hell out of this thing. You just really need to get it tight enough to smush the O-ring to create a good seal. You do not need to crank the hell out of these. Like how this one was too tight. Alright, so there's the old O-ring. That thing is smushed. It's close enough. Oh, these get like lubricated by the primary oil, so always make sure you get your parts nice and clean before you put them back inside the machine, preferably with an old t-shirt you got from a friend. Now, one thing on Sporties is the tensioner for the primary chain is built into the primary cover, right? So when you're putting it in, you kind of have to hook it under, otherwise it's not going to go on. So it's kind of a bitch, especially because at the same time
you're fighting with the shifter shaft. So a lot of times you got to kind of get your finger in there, kind of work the chain up over the tensioner, and being careful not to slam the shit out of yourself. And then boom. You want 3/8 to a 1/2 inch. I don't know what the fuck Formula Plus is, but I don't know, not an engineer. Should work. Let's fix the brakes. This exhaust is right in the fucking way. Stupid ass exhaust. Dumb chopper shit. Is there fluid like squirting everywhere?
On this side?
Yeah.
No.
There's some air. Here you go. Got some brakes. Yeah, it just got some air in it. It's good now. Fuck yeah. Easy money. Ooh.
Hopefully these fucking brakes work. Fucking runs! Just through all the gears. Hell yeah. I look so goofy with this fucking helmet on. So, after going through the wiring, put a whole new front end on this thing, had to rebuild the carburetor, had to fix the clutch cable, fix the shifter. I'm sure there's other little things. This thing is back on the road, finally, after being fucking totaled. So, pretty stoked. Ribsfit's a lot more stoked, I'm sure, than I am, because he has his baby back. Need to do a couple little things, but it's ready to go. Now we just have to figure out what dirty cop we can get to sign off on the inspection. But yeah, if you guys like this video, do me a favor, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment. If you want to follow me for more up-to-date updates, follow me on social media. It's at Yeti Machine Co. on Instagram and TikTok. If you want to buy a shirt and support me, or a hat, it is www.yetimachineko.com. Thank you.